Hey there, this is Dustin Hart with Killer Mortgage. And on today's video, I wanted to talk about occupancy for home loans. So there are three types of occupancies to be aware of. Number one being a primary residence, number two, a second home, and number three, a rental property. So for a primary residence, it's going to have the lowest of the down payment options, the lowest of interest rates that are available, but you do have to reside into the property, meaning within 30 or 60 days, depending on what type of loan program you're in, you do have to move in there and that be your primary residence. The next would be a second home. Almost like a primary residence, you're just not in there all the time. Typically, these are called vacation homes as well, that people buy in different states, and sometimes in resorts towns as well. But they do have a little bit higher of an interest rate than a primary residence and require at least 10% down. The last would be rental properties. Now, obviously, you're generating income from these properties. You're not living in there, someone else is. It's going to require the most down payment of all three and typically comes with the highest interest rates of all three. So there's a lot of fraud throughout the mortgage industry through occupancies, which they call occupancy fraud, meaning a person will say, hey, I'm moving into the property because it's my primary residence. Come to find out, they really weren't planning on moving in there. They just wanted to buy a rental property with the lower down payment and interest rate. So we just have to be cognizant of that. Sometimes you will have to write a letter of explanation to explain why you're moving into a certain house to an underwriter to establish that occupancy. Now, because of COVID, many people now have been allowed to work from home and continue to do this. This is allowing people all over the country to purchase a primary residence in any city that they want. So to do this, you have to work and live in the same city. So if you are working remotely, well, that's good for you. All we would need from you is a letter from your human resource department or a direct supervisor explaining that you are able to work remotely. Now, what we do see a lot is, unfortunately, Las Vegas sales prices have, median resale prices definitely soared and gone way up more than anybody expected. However, it's very low in comparison with many other cities in this country, specifically California. So, that's median sales price in many cities there, it's pushing 7 figures. And quite frankly, it's just priced a lot of people out of the market. So what they're trying to do is then buy that first house. A lot of first-time home buyers that have jobs, not working remotely in California, actually want to buy the primary residence here and then slowly shift to, living there in the future. Unfortunately, that doesn't work because you can't have a job in a different city from the city that you're going to have your primary residence home in, unless it's a reasonable driving distance. So, look, if you can get the job transfer and you can provide a letter that states when your transfer will be and how much you will make, we do that all the time. We won't even need a pay stub. You can basically use that, go make offers on your houses, and go find your dream home. So look, everybody's situation though is unique and different. So call me today and let's discuss your situation and your options. Thanks a lot, guys.